Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada. She is in the house and we're excited. We always like to take time out to look at our personal and our business finances and how we think about those things. And that's what Coach Caren is here to help us do. Work through the whole mental minutia of how we handle our money. So, guys, I strongly suggest that you get a pencil and a pen and get ready to take some notes because Coach Caren is always dropping important nuggets that we want to remember as we handle our finances. But before we start, I just want to give a shout out to my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. She has a new book out entitled God Wants You Wealthy. So if you want to know more about that, just direct message us and we'll give you the information. So let's get started today. Coach, what you got going on today?
Today, we're talking about adding up the weeks and goals. We're still working on the planning and the moving and the activation. And why? Because the closer we get to 2023, the more ready I want to get you. I am telling you, when you are working, I know this, I apply it. But you guys, I've been sharing last month some of my Excel spreadsheet and stuff. And I got to tell you, it is always wonderful. And I got a slide I'm going to show today too. When you set yourself up and you work along with what you're teaching to really showcase what are you saying that is working. So I have myself on a 14-month year, which means my year start the 1st of November. And come December 2023, I'm going to report back to the BizChicks of what happened for that year.
Wow.
And so I am sorry, girl. Yesterday when I wrote in my journal, I was just excited of all the things that have already got accomplished.
Wow.
I know it can happen, but when you actually in there doing it, and I was talking to God about it. I said, one day I'm gonna have to showcase and probably sell some PDFs so people can actually use this stuff. And then he's like, "What are you waiting for?"
There you go.
And so I took upon myself and I sat with myself and God and we got everything written out. And so everything, just like I showed you guys, everything is set up money-wise, set up what I got to do, big picture. And just as I'm teaching the big picture, which was the pre-planning, and then I got down into planning. So even though I'm planning and I'm doing, what it really helps you do is like I rewrote, and Terry, I got to send that to you, the Vision Book Board course. And now I add new videos to it. And so the rework course is ready to go to buy. It's $40, 40 Canadian bucks, and it's ready to go. It's PDF slides. You go through it and you do the work. Here's why I'm talking about it. Because from start to finish, the days that I had allotted out to get it done, I sat my butt down and I get it done. Here's a couple of reasons why. I have this database where I get to go in and share myself on that I get it done. I have my rewards. So mine was like a glass of milk, a couple of cookies I made. I think I had a popcorn bowl. Simple little foolishness. But I was just enjoying this celebrate session, you see. What happened with my coaching client? Did we meet? Did I get her stuff to her? I celebrated again. And I went back in yesterday and I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're in week 3. And week 1, I had a cold and wasn't feeling great. And I just do a tiny bit of what I had written. And last week, I accomplished so much. Now, this week, every time I want to not do, here's my thing. What are you going to write in that journal at the end of the day that you didn't do?
Okay, it makes you more deliberate about what you do.
Yes. And so it didn't matter that I shouldn't say it didn't matter, but if you couldn't get everything done, at least you'll have something that you did get done for the day. And I also did the bite-sized pieces. I was teaching it and I wanted to gift it to myself as well. So if I'm going to write a blog, I need to research the headline, my keywords, and I need to write the framework. And then I need to go back in and do the body, give myself a break, come back in and edit it, and then give another break and edit again, and then ready for post. No, the website is being looked after. So I am doing all this stuff, just waiting when it's finished. It's just to plug it in. You understand? And so
Yes.
I am making sure that I'm staying. So now that I know my rhythm, I get to know how long it will take me to actually write a blog. And I know
Oh,
that I can shorten my time because I'm allowing myself the process. And I didn't want to wait until the new year to start. So I am start. That's why I started the first, as I said, my date was the 1st of November. And
uh-huh.
while that was my date, I pre planned in October so that I
Mm.
could be ready. So I took the whole of October and plan every day. I niched out an hour or two and just sat there with my Excel sheet, paper and pen, and just plow away at it. Because I plan for the BizChicks, guys. Yes, I do. I plan 2 to 3 months in advance. I research, I get subject line ready, and I am ready to go. I do this for my group. I do this for my personal life.
Mhm.
I'm a natural planner. I get it. So I'm not saying me, but it's a learned skill and something you can really adjust yourself to because the reward or it's just so tremendous. When you see people thriving, they have been spending time understanding who they have become and what works for them and what doesn't. And when you understand what works for you, you do it.
Ah.
Period. You
Mm-hmm.
do it. There's no other way about it. You just do it. You got to do it, right? So today we got to talk about, after my spiel, we're talking about what happens week to week. Like we talked about the month, like what happened. We talked about the day today last week. And so today we're talking what happened week to week because whatever happened day to day, you're going to combine it. You're going to press it down and it become this solid week plan that you're going to be going for, right? And now you know what happened to your week. You know what to expect at the end of the week. You got a column for learning curves. You got a column for lessons learned. You got a column for the progress you made. And please have a reward celebration column because, girl, ain't no fun if you don't having that.
It's not. It's really not. It feels so difficult. It feels
Yeah,
like you're sludging through mud when you don't stop to celebrate what you actually got done.
right? What you actually got done. So many of us, I said this over and over, stand
Mhm.
in front of the doorway of our blessings, our financial rewards, because we are not doing what we know in our bones, we can feel it in our pores we should be doing. And
Yes.
we've let something inside of us talk us out of it. Stop. Stop. Okay, stop.
Yeah, we do. We really do let things talk us out of it, don't we?
Yes. Are you starting to see a pattern? Did
Ah.
you do the week? Are you seeing a pattern in yourself? The pattern is not to knock. The pattern is not to say, well, this, no, the pattern is your pattern. If
Hmm.
you know that your body does not like you to do certain things at certain time, stop forcing it. Just quit forcing it.
Acknowledge your body clock
Yeah,
and work with what works for you.
yeah. This is not your season for that. It's
Mm.
just not your season for that. And you will thrive so much better when you're working in the season that is for you. This is why I love this. This is something once I walk myself through it, and I have a friend doing me this 14-month year. I am telling you, because I like to have my proven concept and then be able to say, okay, guys, we've done this, okay? And so you guys are gonna get a taste of all the things I'm gonna be doing in the 14 months to reach this
Mm.
specific. It's an emotional goal, it's a mental goal, it's a financial goal. All those goals are built in there, but I know the steps that I'm taking is just make me feel. And when you're taking the right step, I promise you, God, you send people, send resources, send things in your path that can just propel you on forward to have
Yes.
done. Okay, all right, guys. So
It's not interesting how once you get started, then you start meeting people, you
yeah.
start meeting, finding resources,
Mhm.
things start happening for you to
Things
help you achieve where you're going, huh?
exactly. It just so many things get put in your path so that you can have this happen. And I'm going to go ahead and, guys, we're going to share the screen and talk a
Okay.
little bit about. I'm just going to walk you through. So I think, Terry, you have to let me share the screen. I don't know if it's going to just
Yes, I
let
think
me
so.
on.
Hey, let me finish here. Get this off of here and stop sharing. Let me stop sharing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So
And let me mute myself because my gardeners are here. Okay, are you able to share?
Let me see if it's gonna let me share. Are you seeing it?
I see it. Mm-hmm.
If you're seeing it, I'm not seeing it, so I don't know if it's not. If you have to be the one that's
Okay,
sharing
let's
for
see.
me.
I can add
Yes,
it.
there you go. There you go.
All right.
I
And then
guess
I'm going
you.
to put it on full screen.
Yeah, I guess you had to share
And
it for me.
yeah, and you need to put it in presenters mode. I
Okay.
think you have control of the slides though.
I do. I have control of the slide, so that's what I'll do.
All right. So
Mhm.
go ahead. Um,
I'll go ahead and share the slides and talk you guys through it while Terry is muted for a bit. So we're talking really about finding patterns and building system to grow your work life. Like you really need to. Sometimes people don't like it, think it's boring. You're putting you in a box, but I promise you, you want to put yourself in a box and nobody else puts you in the box because then it's easy for you to jump out when it's time to come out. And nobody has to take you out because you went in and you can step right out. But you want to do this so the body can get customized and patternized so that you're not having to overthink it. You know it has to be done and you get it done. This is how you grow your business, yourself, and your wealth. This is how, I'm going to repeat, you grow your business, yourself, and your wealth by getting yourself in a pattern forming scenario. I promise you, it's just become easier and it become second nature. You don't have to think about it. It's like going to the washroom. You know you want to pee, you go pee. And you know you get up in the morning, you need to work out, read your Bible, you need to eat the proper breakfast. You get there and do it. If you're doing intermittent fasting and you're fasting for 4 or 5 hours, you know you're going to do that. And when the time comes, you get to doing it. But whatever it is you set out to do, you do it. You don't stop. Because once you bend and you realize that that's what you're supposed to do and you're doing it, all of a sudden, all the things that was resisting you getting there fall away. It fall away and you get to do it. Do you see a system? What is it forming? What is it forming for you? If it's forming that the way you don't want to see it form, then let it go. It's okay. You can form it in a different pattern. You can take these blue rocks and put them over there and take the yellow stones and mix them up in between with the whites. Whatever makes sense for you. This is abstract. And so you need to see your life in that way. You need to see all the things that's happening and all the things you want to happen. And you're going to have to fight. The longer you took to do this, the harder the fight is. I just want you to know I understand that. But your job is to bring it around to what you want to do, because that's how you're going to see results. That's how you're going to get to spend time with your kids. That's how you're going to spend time with your husband if you have one. That's how you're going to get to spend time with yourself. Because sometimes you get so busy working that you forget that you need to spend time with yourself. Yourself is important. Mom, with your kids, we want to do that. But finding joy in a cup of coffee, cup of tea, doing some cross stitch, a puzzle, cutting out a pattern, coloring a book. This is important for your brain to get a chance to rest, recoup, and just understand this is some me time, or just staring into space, or remembering a wonderful story and just bringing joy and laughter within you. This, guys, are as important as writing out anything that you're going to do. Small built-in systems are your friend. Not large ones, they're going to grow, but you want to start off with small built-in system. Something that you do that is just you. When my kids were younger, we would just sit on the couch and read for like an hour. And so the TV can't go on, there's no phones, there's nothing. And we just take out a book and you just sit and read. We can have popcorn, we can have snack, we can have juice or water, but we can't put on anything electronics. And I will take off my phone so that nobody can call, because the house line was there. Nobody can call us because we're having this hour where we just sit and just enjoy each other while enjoying ourselves. When my kids were younger, so important. Everybody feel recognized. Everybody feel wanted. Everybody feel that they're doing, the thing that they want to do, and getting the time to do it. Repeating these color systems make you think, doesn't it? This is what systems look like eventually once you understand where to go, where the blue and the pink go, which meaning what time of the day, what happens. Once you understand that you're not fighting it anymore, you're not looking for more hours in the day, you have enough hours in the day. You don't need more hours in the day. You have enough hours in the day. This is, you have enough hours in the day. You don't need any more hours in the day. You just think you do. You just don't need any more hours in the day. You have everything. And you just fall in the pattern and you're doing so. One of the things I love to do is the once upon a time. It really sends you back to what once was. And it really helps you see what you have accomplished, all that you have accomplished. All the things that you've been telling yourself you didn't accomplish, you get to see that you have accomplished it. Because if you went into once upon a time, you will see, once upon a time, I had no needles to do the crafting I want to do. And now I do have them. Once upon a time, oh, sorry, guys. This went over to Facebook there. Once upon a time, you didn't had fabric. Once upon a time, you didn't have a big screen TV. And you get into that story and you see how you got yourself there. And you realize everything that you have right now, a few months, a few years ahead, you're able to look back and see this story right now as once upon a time. Remember, everything, every single thing is so temporary. And we fuss about it and we carry on about it. And it's so temporary. But in the moment, we can't see how temporary it is.
I need to unmute myself. I think if we don't take anything else away today, Coach, it's that everything is temporary and it's subject to change as we take more, what would you say, more steps towards what we want. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. Perfect sense. God brought me back to I'll tell you a once upon a time story. We used to live in this house/apartment situation. Mm-hmm. And the gentleman next to us where we can hear him, he was a guy who in Guyana, a lot of people dive for gold and diamond. And a lot of foreigners going to do that right now in our country. And he was one of those people. And when he go away for 8 months, sometime even a full year, ooh, instead of having his apartment just locked up, he always paid the landlord for the full year. And this is what he would do. He had a brother and he'll give him a key. And the brother can come in and go. And if anybody that is in need of housing while he's not there, they get to come and use his apartment.
Nice.
I was a little girl, but I was always fascinated with people and all the things that they would do. And I'm always a talker. And I had asked him, I said, how come so many different people come? He said, you really want to know? And he told me, he says, imagine 8 months I'm not here and the apartment is just locked up. My brother comes and air it out, but anybody comes from the country, anybody's having a hard time, they come and stay. He had women with children there that stayed. He's not there. Wow. He always had the house stocked with food, he says. And so you get to come and eat and get shelter. And his brother would come. Sometimes he himself come and stay for whatever reason. But I guess if somebody was in need, the brother will just come in, let them in, have them have a key so they can be back and forth. They're not subject to him, and he come and check on them. Somebody else needed help. The apartment really helped a lot and lots of people. Because when one of the ladies, a lady stayed there a time, she stayed the longest, and she had about 4 kids. And he came back, and she, I guess, wasn't able to leave. And he went and stayed with his brother until she was able to leave.
Wow.
This is this man's apartment. This is how he lived his life. He never worried about, and sometimes we don't even understand, because he didn't see it as a big deal. He didn't see it as a big deal. I'm telling you this because I felt it was a big deal. He never saw it as a big deal. Mm-hmm. He said, I have more than enough. I have more than enough. I'm good at what I do. I will never be out of a job. God will never have me without money. These are all the things he always says.
Because he said, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. He'd always have shelter. Look at all the seed he's sown in terms of providing shelter for others. I know I'll never go hungry because I've sown so much seed in terms of feeding people. Nor will my children. My children, we ran a food bank for for
Yeah.
15 years, and they weren't even tall enough to reach the table, but they were tall enough to put a tomato in a
Yeah.
bag. They
Yeah.
never.
Never, 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 never. Because never, never. I remember the time also when there was a lady there, and I don't know, her family was bigger. That was the biggest family I ever seen there. And the landlord didn't want them to be there because, of course, she rented it to this one guy. And he said to her, "How much more shall I pay you?" He wasn't kidding. He wasn't kidding. He lived in that place, and that's how he lived his life. You know, I don't know. We moved before he moved, so I don't know what ended up happening. But that's how generous he was. Nothing was ever too much to give to anybody.
Wow. That is wonderful.
And we have to start understanding he had given himself some gifts, and now he can reach out and reach back and give to other people.
But here's the thing I want to emphasize, because I think that our audience is extremely generous. And we were talking about this last night on in the Smart Money class. Francine, I teach a Smart Money class.
Yeah.
And that is that over on in Proverbs 31, we're talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. In verse 18, it says, and she knew the worth of her goods. She knew the value of what she offered.
Yes.
So I want people to realize you don't have to give everything away. We're not saying give everything away. And we're not saying don't charge what it's worth. You know, because we tend to, I want everybody to be able to afford it. Well, everybody.
No. Yeah.
I just want to make that clear.
I'm glad Terry brought it up, because this is not the discount train we're talking about here.
No. Or the giveaway train, because we're talking about this guy's generosity, but he had more than enough.
That's why I said,
where he was not going to
starve.
Or give it away where it caused him pain and loss, and he was going without.
No. He had enough to be able to do this.
We're talking about the surplus.
Yes. And I want you to hear that.
And you can't be a good Samaritan if you don't have any goods.
Yes. Okay. That's it. That's exactly it. But if you're in business, you know, I talk to people all the time, clients of mine, friends of mine, and I say to them, a lot of people hit me up about pricing. Yes. And how they should stick to it. A lot of people. And I often say to them, what is it you wanted to charge? And when they tell me, I would tell them. And if they say to me, Caren, Coach, you know, I really need a lot of money right now. So the minute they start with, if I discount it, I said, you're going to be sad later. The minute you charge less, you're going to be sad later. And you wouldn't giving anything of quality anymore, because you've gone down this pipeline where you think it has to be cheap and dirty. It's not going to be good. And you're not going to like yourself. I don't want you to get there. If you're charging $197, that's what the price is. Now, if you wanted to have discount, you would have to, we're talking about planning, so I'm going to tell you that right now. You decide in your business, 4 times a year, 3 times a year, I'm going to have a sale. And when those times come about, that's when you have the sale, if that's what you want to do. You don't just pop up and say, well, everybody's having it on sale, I'm going to have a sale. That's not how it works. When you see companies have sales, that was planned. It is not because you're jumping up and down. It was planned. We know why we're having that sale. We know why we're giving that thing away. Don't you get confused when you see a sale. This is a planned sale, because if you weren't planning this, you will soon not have a company. You will get back to the job market. If you're full-time, you wouldn't be able to sustain yourself.
Wow.
So you can't do that.
Who want to say good morning, Dr. Tachi?
Good morning, Doc.
Yeah, we're not here to just give away the goods.
No.
But I understand it makes sense to have a sale at assigned times of the year for many reasons.
Many reasons.
You don't have to pay the store all that inventory.
Yeah. So you set it up. You have a store opening sale. You give out a coupon for the people. Like when Money Mindset Academy is actually finished building a launch, like I've got a little course that I sell. You know, they're going to have a first time whatever that I want to give out, and you get to use it when you want to use it. But there's this constant giveaway stuff. I literally had to walk a client through some people that we love on YouTube that has their own product. And when I keep explaining to the person this, and they're like arguing with me. And so finally they themselves went and buy the stuff. And then they get to see what I was talking about. They get to understand the process because they went through the person's funnel. And I said to them, this is what I'm trying to tell you. They cannot sustain themselves if they didn't do it this way. Any sensible body understands this. And if you think you're getting a deal, let me just tell you right now, as a business owner for over, 49 years, that it is built in there. It is built in there to benefit you as the customer and the company. Any company that doesn't do that, and they take from their pile, or the people of a school of thought where I'm going to give away all of this first and then hope to recoup my money, unless you understand the strategy to the T, don't you dare. Don't do it. You have to understand what is happening here. And I don't have time to get into that. That's a whole different thing for me to teach. And I'm not teaching it for free. But I am telling you, it's a whole different story. If that's the strategy you're going to use. Otherwise, with anything you're starting, anything you decide to start, you have to start understanding how profitable you're going to be. Where is your profit margin? No matter how small it is, and how, especially if it's small, you're going to build from there. Understand the energy that it's going to take when you sell something at a smaller rate, if you have to constantly tweak it and talk about it. Understand what's going to take from you. Understand the cost it's going to cost you before you go dishing that out. Really and truly understand it.
Because you want to have profits coming in daily.
Daily.
Right, Coach? I mean, right?
You want to have your profits coming in daily. And when I say that, sometimes it scares people. But I said, when you're actively bringing in money in your company, you might not be able to do daily initially, but that has to be your goal so that can eventually happen. Don't get scared about it. Maybe it takes a week, maybe take a month, but eventually it just starts chippering and small, and then every day you make money. Nobody's opening their stores in the mall hoping that they don't make money that day. They're going to make money that day. Okay, let's just be clear about it. There's a budget set, and then the staff job is to make sure they cover and then go beyond that budget. That cost. If the store wanted to make $10,000 a day, their job is to make the 10,000 and then some. That's what happened in a business. Food, clothes, hair stuff, whatever that number is, you're doing everything you can. And once you watch the pattern, we're talking patterns here. Once you watch the pattern, you understand customer and how they come and go and what's going on. Then you see you need to up the ante. My hair store that I go buy my color and stuff at, the other day, they had a DJ outside the store, and people were just, I went there, I can't remember what I went to get. I think a do-rag or something for my son. And people were just coming up to the DJ, talking to him. And once they like what they want to play, they ask him to play something, and they're gone in the store. Maybe they weren't going to buy anything, but the DJ had the job. All the people from the grocery store next door were popping by the DJ. And then he started playing some old music. And so the older ladies were like, back in my day, I didn't even know it was a hair store. And I was just... These things fascinate me because I know the marketing pulse, so it makes me interested in watch and see. I spent 15 minutes just standing there watching to see what was happening. People were coming out of their cars, Terry, going to the grocery store, hear the music, and make a beeline. You would think they don't hear music all the time. And the DJ was so friendly that everybody's popping, hi, how you doing? Are you doing this? Having conversations with him. I'm there watching. Because anything with marketing and sale, I just watch, because I know there's always some lesson, even if I don't get it right away, that I need to be learned from it. That's why it's positioned itself so that I can see it. Because that day I wasn't going to go anywhere, and I was forced. My body was telling me, Karen, you need to just get out there and do the thing you need to go do. Stop putting it off. And what did I walk into? A DJ in front of the hair store. Okay. And here we talking about it right now.
And how to bring profits in daily. So Coach, I really appreciate you sharing the information with us today about how we need to look for patterns, and how we need to make sure that the patterns that we see accumulate into a weekly routine.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about, your daily routine
Mm-hmm.
last week, and now we're talking about weekly routines
Mm-hmm.
and how those weeks turn into 52 weeks, which turn into a year. So with that, I want to remind everybody that if you're looking for Coach Caren, you can find her at Profits in Daily with Coach Caren Fern. That's Caren with a C. And we hope that you will follow her on her Instagram, on her YouTube, and her TikTok.
We may messing around with it.
That she shared with me today. So you want to go over there and check her out on TikTok. And we want to thank you for tuning in, all of you who are watching live and on the replay. We want to say thank you so much for your time. And Dr. Tachi, we want to give you a big shout out. We want you to know that Dr. Tachi is very active on social media also. And go over there and check her out. With that, follow each other. Remember, it's okay to make money in your business.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the front of your own line.
Please.
Have a great day. Before we go, is there anything else you wanted to share, Doc?
Yes, guys. I'm gonna take it off on the hair. We have a vision board book course. It's just 40 Canadian dollars. It takes you through a series of things to think about, and not only it really describing to you how to set up your board, not by only sticking pictures, but understanding what comes behind it, the feeling, the why, and the processes to go through to get you there to see results. I'm a living legend of vision boards. I've taught it to several people in person. And when talking about it actually online, a girl gave me the idea. She says, if it was online, I would buy it. That was my first client because she couldn't come in person.
Yes.
And she didn't know anything about it. Believe it or not, we might know these things, but there's always people who don't know it, haven't experienced it, and don't know how it really works. They know about the pictures, but they don't know what happens behind it. And so that's what I offer. It's a 1 week, or you can take a month to get it done, but I promise you, you do it and you do the work with it. It's like buying a course for $100, $200. And I'm not even kidding. With the amount of work in there to help you, because I want to help
you. Go to connect with the course.
I'm gonna put the link in at the bottom here. Actually, I should just put it at the bottom here, so when we
they'll be able to find it.
Just go in and get it. Let me just put it right here. And it's also one of those wonderful things that you'll be able to go in and not only get, but a couple of times a year, at least this is the first time I'm doing it this way. A couple of times a year, you'll be able to go in and literally, I'm gonna, because I'll have your information, give you an update. Let you send in an update. Let's talk about where we are. Wow. What are you doing? To see how you're on track, where you need help with. I want it to be so interactive that you want to do this for yourself. I think one of the biggest things that I had to really look and see is people really need cheerleaders. They really need somebody to come in and help them, see that, hey, I'm doing this right. Or not even about I'm doing it right, but how could I do this better? Like, how could you help me do this better? And it is so doable, but you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do it to be able to do it. I can't stress this enough. You can't want something and not do it. You can't want to achieve something and not do it. I'm gonna put it after because it's taking a while for me to get here. I don't want to hold anybody up, but it's you got to do it. I can't stress this enough. If you don't do it, nothing is going to happen. If you stay a full year hoping and praying, not like praying is not good, but you're not doing, nothing's going to come of it. You got to get up and do
your hand to will
prosper. You can't carry a baby for 9 months and then say, well, I don't want to deliver it. I'm going to just keep the belly because it's too painful to go through labor. He or she's coming. You
ready or not.
That's why I want you to know and see he or she is coming. And because they're coming, I truly want you to
Okay, so Coach, what I'm going to do is while I'm talking about how to connect with BizChicks, I want you to put the link in for your...
Yes, I'm going to go get it while you do that. That's what
Okay. Yeah. So I want to remind everybody that if you're looking to be a part of the BizChicks community, you can simply go to bizchicks.net. And over there, you'll see the Heartbeat community. We'd love for you to set up a profile so that we can connect with you and so that other people in the community will know what you do so that they can support you, because we want to support one another in the BizChicks community. We also are going to be offering trainings over there and different workshops. So you want to be a part of that. Uh, thank you to Dr. Tachi. Yes, and I want to remind you that if you can't find it through bizchicks.net, that you can always join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777, and that will take you into the Heartbeat community as well. We look forward to hearing from you. We love to share what you do with those in the community. So take time out and do that. Also, we want to remind you that BizChicks has a YouTube channel. If you are not aware of that, you can always go to bizchicks.net over on YouTube and you'll find us. We'd love for you to tune in that way also. So, Coach, were you able to find the link for us?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, good. You want to copy it?
Let me get back, because of course I had it up on the screen and I don't know what I clicked and it went away. And of course, once you decide that you're going to share something, that's the time clicking on it. There it is.
So I see it now.
Yeah.
And so let me copy this.
Let me make sure that it goes to where it needs to go to. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, I got a right link.
So I am copying this. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put it in the comments.
Okay. Thank you, Terry.
So that our guests can have it. Mm-hmm. And also I'm going to put it up on the screen in case someone wants to take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me make a banner real quick. And there's a screenshot.
There you go.
The link. So you can take a screenshot of that, and then you can go to that link later. Also, it's showing in the comments over on the various social media channels. Thank you so much for what you do, Coach. We appreciate you coming in here all the way from Toronto, Canada, to share expertise and your many businesses that you have been a part of. You've established and successfully run daycare centers. You've run what do you call it? Retail businesses. Mm-hmm. I remember your pajama business that was so thriving that you talk about from time to time. You've done food. You've written books. You have recipe books. This woman is multi-talented. So don't take her talents for granted. When she shares things with you, it's because she has the experience. So with that, I want to remind you guys that it really is okay to make money in your business. Oh my goodness. So go to the front of your own line.
Please.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu
and friends.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.